Hey y'all, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I know, super inconsistent in my postings, very aware. However, I post in many different realms and platforms, so you can always tune into the Promise Resource Network or my personal Facebook or Instagram or any other thing. Anyway, but I use this platform for the longer stuff. So thanks for tuning in and checking this out. I wanted to share some of my perspective about what's happening in the universe, what's happening in the cosmic realm, on this earth realm, and what that actually means for our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. So on the solstice, on December 21st, Saturn and Jupiter are going to be conjuncting. They're going to be like, I'm all up on you, and then they're going to be like super powerful. And they've been coming together. So if you've been watching the sky, you can see them coming closer and closer. So it's gonna look like this big giant super planet. Okay, check this out. Wonder Woman Band-Aid. Cut my finger the other day. Anyway, it just looks weird. Anyway, so as these come together, the way I'm seeing that, it's kind of like the universe is gonna be like, what you want? Tell me, because you're gonna get it. What? So this is like that time to dive super deep inward into your heart, into your imagination, into the feeling of purpose and altruism and pleasure. And envision like what it is you want, because the universe is going to give it to you. So my encouragement is to think about all these things, feel all these things, envision all these things that you want to be, want to experience, want to share, want to live in your consecutive nows as we continue to move forward. Please. Also, we just have been receiving a ton of photonic energy, of plasma energy from the sun. There was a huge like solar flare off of the sun. The way it wrapped around and like kind of hit the earth was happening at the same time that the sun's magnetic poles and the earth's magnetic poles faced each other. So they were like zing. So they were attracted while we were getting all of these photons into our realm. What does that even mean to the body, right? One, it's going to activate your nervous system. So if you have some underlying like emotional issues, shit that just gets on your nerves and you haven't resolved it or made peace with it, it's going to come up and be brought to light. If you have cardiovascular stuff, you might feel it in your heart because this energy is very big. It's like a microwave, but it's not a microwave. It's a totally different frequency. Anyway, so this energy plugged in, a lot more earth movement. The Schumann resonance of the earth super spiked. That also will get on our nerves. That will also activate our central nervous system. It will create feelings of like, I am really like, I'm vibrating, I'm like energized. And then like, man, I could just take a nap right now. Yeah. Maybe it caused feelings of dizziness, right? I got to experience all of these things. So dizziness, lethargy, excitability, things getting on your nerves, frustrations, purging, throwing up, pooping, clearing, really, any density, because this energy is such a high light frequency that whatever is dense within us is going to be dissolved, transmuted, shifted out. What we get to do is keep up with our mental body so that we can identify it and intentionally go to those things to clear it, to heal it, to transmute it, to move through it so that we can create something new as we move forward on this new earth that we're consciously creating, right? So something else that I find very interesting about these photonic plasma waves that have been coming in, it messes with, it activates, it goes to different parts of our physical form, subtle body and energetic, or subtle body and physical body. So on the subtle body level, it's going to go to our 11th chakra. So it's going to be around us in our manifestation stations, our hands, our feet. It's going to go into our connective tissue as well. Our connective tissue in our body is what holds all of the me together. That connective tissue is made mostly of plasma. It is mostly light. So the energy that's coming in is moving my fascia around. What does our fascia do? Our fascia holds on to traumas. You know how like you get like a knot in your back or like a chronic pain in your side, and a lot of times we go to the muscle for that, which is great. And when you go to the fascia, it helps to release it from a deeper perspective, a different way. Something else interesting, because our brain's DNA is bound by these elements that are mostly light, so it's activating these DNA strands within our genetics, which means that if anything in our epigenetics is not in alignment with the new codes that are coming in for our DNA, it also too gets brought to light in our conscious awareness so that we can clear it using intention, focus, all of these wonderful things. Because our subconscious is no longer going to be running the show as we transcend and ascend and grow the new reality called the fifth dimensional earth, the new earth, the future, basically the now that's already made manifest that we're ready to collectively step into. What does that mean for like the way of being for us? It means that we get to be very decisive, very clear, have boundaries, and move forward. The whole law of attraction, right? Like focus on what you want, don't focus on what you don't want. What you resist persists. That's like a law of nature. So knowing that, I would encourage all of us to like really, but for real though, apply that. You know already what you don't want. Your subconscious knows what you don't want. Your subconscious tells you why you're not worthy and why you're not good enough and why you're not lovable and why you're not worthy and. Our subconscious is no longer going to be running the new program. The new program is going to be ran by the heart light codes. The heart light codes is that fifth dimensional matrices that comes from our divine embodiment. So using the higher mind, the higher frequency mind, the connection to the divine, to the source, to your higher self, to spirit, to the great spirit, to the oneness, that connection lets our heart be heard and followed with more grace and ease and joy, because that's just, duh. We want to do that. So what I'm saying is all of this data, all of this photon and plasma energy, solar energy, sun energy, which is in Sagittarius, the center of the galactic. What? That's amazing. Also my sun sign. So all this energy is coming in. It's activating within each of us different ways to up level, to ascend. How do we up level? How do we ascend? Luckily for us, it's really basic, and yet it's probably one of the most difficult things to recognize and be in the world, because it's through love. It's through acceptance, true, but for real though, acceptance. It's through compassion. It's through care and love in action to all other living beings. It is compassion. And y'all don't forget, it's about creativity. If we are not consciously creating, moving forward, playing, singing, dancing, being in pleasure, creating new business ideas, solutions, ways to share our love, share our magic, share our light, then we are becoming stagnant. Stagnation is a part of the old third dimensional paradigm and program. So we really stay kind of clicked into that. So we can be a love nugget, but if we don't ever leave the house and we don't do anything, we just kind of like go within ourselves and we aren't sharing the light that we are. This way of creation and creativity is going to be different for everyone. So when we look around and we see someone that's doing something, oftentimes I look at them and I'm like, man, they're doing something really amazing. I want to do that. I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And then I do my version of it. And then I start comparing myself to their success and my lack of. And then all of a sudden I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough. People don't like me. So I share that to bring into the awareness, because I feel like if I'm thinking or have thought those things, that I'm not the only one. So be aware. Look at others for inspiration, for ideas, for paths that have already been furrowed, to see what feels good, what lights your heart on fire, what ignites your spirit to grow and expand and to share. Follow that. Trust that. The universe is literally lining up to support your creative divinity. It is lining up. It is now. It's been now. It will stay now. But now is like super potent, if you will. and is going to continue to be more and more potent as we reach this winter solstice, as we reach January 13th, where there's a whole bunch of planets doing like the crazy funky chicken dance. Like some of them are doing the chicken dance, some are break dancing, some are doing the waltz, but they're all moving together in this really cool way. And then they pause, they let us reflect. And then they start dancing again, and then we move and we move and we move, and then they pause, we reflect. We create something new. So the way the planets are doing their moving and grooving and aligning and such are happening in the ways so that it is in complete, bigger than we can even imagine support for humanity and the earth itself. The planet. The picture has become bigger. It is not just about the me. It's about the me, the you, and the we now. It's about how can I create for us? How can you and I work together to be something bigger for the whole? How can my community and your community converse and come together and create? That's what we are moving into. It takes guts, it takes courage, it takes imagination, it takes a shit ton of heart, and it takes active participation and communication. These are things that have not been supported in the third dimensional paradigm, in the patriarchy, in the fear, lack, judgment, and stagnation program that we are breaking out of, that we're unplugging from. What we get to do in that unplugging from that matrix, we can just float around and then live in that fourth dimension and that transitionary consciousness, but that's not fun. It's fun for a minute, but we want to anchor in. We want to land. We want to feel. We want to experience. We want to create. That's going to be the fifth dimensional consciousness. So we unplug from the third, we wobble in the fourth, we anchor into the fifth, and we live as a third dimensional density in a fifth dimensional consciousness. And all of the light waves and energy and the frequency that will support that fifth dimensional way of being is coming into this now moment through more and more and more of the awakened conscious humanity. You, me. As it comes into us, through us, we show it, we share it, we be it, we spread it through us. It's like filling up the cup and us pouring it into the cups of everyone else around us. So this is the great spiritual awakening. This is the great shift in humanity. This is the time where we will see the darkness, see the shadows, see the shit, smell the funk. Yes, we will. And it isn't to judge it and to hate it. Rather, it's to witness it and say, yes, I lived through that. I ascended through that. And I am continuing to grow and grow and grow in light, in love, in liberation. The universe is aligning for us to remember that this is our divine, sovereign human right. We are here to reclaim our sovereignty, to say, yes, I have autonomy over my vessel, over what I do, where I go, how I move my body, how I speak, how I share love. That is my will and my right to do so. Those things have been oppressed and suppressed in our human lineage thus far. Now more people are on the planet than ever before for us to wake up and say, yep, no, I'm reclaiming. I'm reclaiming myself now. I am here to live my life. And when I live the life of love, I realize that I'm living my life for the betterment of all. That it becomes a story of we. How did we survive this time? How did we thrive through these transitions? How did we unite together to dance in this abundant thing called life? That's what the universe is supporting in this now moment. So I encourage us all to breathe through it, to play through it, to connect through it, to recognize through it, to reclaim through it, to create through it. Know that you are a unique, miraculous human being on an earth. And you get to be you in a way that only you can be. The love and the way you love and the way you express it and be it and share it is unique to you. No one else can love like you. No one else can sing like you. No one else can write like you because no one else has lived your life but you. You have gone through the hardest parts of your life ever. You have survived it. You have gotten yourself through it. You've picked yourself up. You've made new relationships. You've ended old relationships. You've been abandoned and abused, and you have abused and abandoned yourself or others. Now's the time to recognize that way of being, offer it compassion and love and acceptance and grace, and understand that that way of being is maybe no longer in service, and it is time to ascend through those ways of being and to now be more present, to be there for self, to be more loving, more compassionate, more kind, to dance in a pleasurable way, to enjoy your senses, to not abuse your body but rejoice in the body, to nourish it consciously, to get the elements, to be in the sunshine, and to share that remembrance with the world as you share who you are in your unique way, having had only your lived experience that you could have gone through, so that you could have these stories and these tales and these trials and tribulations, so that you can say, I've done that, and that was really uncomfortable. That was really painful, but damn it, I learned a lot, and this is what I learned. And now because I've learned all this, now I know what I can do, which means infinite possibilities. We are walking into a space of recognizing that we are not only infinitely potential in our way of being, but we are also walking into a space of infinite potentiality. We can do anything. We can be anything. We collectively can unite in love and revolt the entire system of oppression. We can unite together and change the entire landscape and culturescape on this planet. We can. Nothing can stop the masses, especially when love unites. Love is one of the highest frequencies, with like joy and all these other gratitude and stuff, like I get that. But the love frequency is the baseline that connects all of the sentient beings. When we unite on that front, anything is possible. So be wise in your decisions, meaning use your past as the fuel to move you forward. Use your unique gifts and talents. If you don't know what they are, play, explore, ask others, hey, what are my gifts to you? Like, what do you see special about me? Because I don't see it. Be honest, be vulnerable. It's okay. And someone may say, I don't know because I don't know you well enough. Awesome. Then that's an opportunity to get to know you more so that you can be more and share more. But this is the time. Now is the time. We're here to consciously create. I'm here to support this ascension, to help to unplug from that matrix, to clear that fourth dimensional, like, whoa, dear God, like my third eye is opening and I'm realizing things and DNA is activating and what? And I'm here to support the landing and grounding and creating in a fifth dimensional consciousness. Being aware of the matrix, being aware of the glitches, being aware, and not letting the awareness slow us down. Rather, let the awareness inspire us to continue our movement forward in a unified humanity kind of way. So that I'm here for you. And I also want to just remind you, me, all of us that are in this now moment, on this earth reality, in this game, that everything you're doing is fine. You're not slow on the game. You're not doing enough. If anything, you may be doing too much and it's time to relax, take a break, bask in your accomplishments so that you can start to see visions of the next steps. Oftentimes we just go, create, go, produce, go. And we don't remember to just stop and bask and reflect and rejoice and just feel all that we've done for ourselves or for others, to give ourselves that internal accolade of like, thank you, Jane, for doing that. Thank you. I appreciate that you did that, Jane. Let's offer that to ourselves, because in that respite, that time that we go inward and feel that, that's when we receive those divine inspirations like, oh my God, I can do this next time. Or, ooh, I'm gonna go call so-and-so. That's when we start to receive that divine information, as opposed to just going and producing, and then taking the crumbs of ideas and pulling them in to try to make a whole new piece of something to eat. You know, it's like, no, I'm going to come up with a new recipe. That was a really weird analogy, but whatever. That's just what came out. So bask and be intentional and move forward. Go be in the elements. Feel the sunshine on your skin. Listen to your body. Trust your body. Trust your vessel. Your vessel itself is infinite consciousness, just like the trees, just like the earth. Trust your body. It is healing. Allow it to heal. Give it the time. Give it the space. You know, you may need some energy clearing. Holler at your girl. You know, maybe you need to clear through some timelines of traumas. Holla. Maybe you have no idea how to create a new matrix of your life because you're in a big transition and you're really afraid. Holla. Maybe you just feel all the feels and you just need a witness. Holla. I'm here for you in any way that you need. And trust yourself. Trust love. Trust your human brothers and sisters on this earth plane, that they too are doing the best they can, and that everything is fine and will be fine, no matter how dark the days get. Also, side note, cosmically speaking and geologically speaking, as the magnetic poles are weakening, henceforth why we get so much more of these solar waves actually into our atmosphere, onto the earth plane, into our vessel, because the magnetosphere is like, oh, I'm not bouncing, I'm not deflecting all of you energies off, I'm weak, you can come in, right? It's like having a door that doesn't really close all the way. You know, you get a draft. So as these energies of the sun continue to come in, you know, we may have a few days without the amenities that we're accustomed to for comfort. You'll be fine. If you are accustomed to always calling someone every day, you know, and there's a codependency there, and what if they don't answer the phone? Just relax. Trust that they're okay. If you don't have the social networks or the phone system or the internet for a couple of days or however long, trust that everything is fine, and that all the brothers and sisters around your loved ones are going to come together and unite and take care of each other, just as you will do with your community. And then everything goes back online and is fine. Solar flares are interesting. They don't talk about it on the news, but it's a thing, and it's affecting us more and more. So just be aware of that, as you may feel all of a sudden extremely irritated or tired or angry or sad. You know, feel your feels. You don't need to judge them unless you want to, but I mean, no, it's gross. But feel your feels, let them flow, and acknowledge how far you've come. Set your sights, set your eyes on the prize, set your focus, set your drishti. Let your heart be the guiding light to your mind's eye of imagination. Let your childish nature play. Please, play. Paint, color, draw, sing, dance. Play, laugh, rejoice. Sit around a fire, tell stories. Tell stories of your past. Tell stories of the future that you envision, where everything is peaceful and wonderful. Tell the stories of how you were the superhero in the story. Tell your children stories about how they were the superhero in their stories. Acknowledge the parents and the elders and the ancestors for the superheroes that they were in their stories, whether they are still in body or not. Acknowledge the power that we are, that you are, your unique capacity to only do what you do so well. It's powerful, it's magical, it's medicinal, and it's needed. Please don't forget these things. So I think that's all I was going to say. It just came out. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Breathe deep and know how loved you are. So take care, take care, take care. And I will see you all on another now. Peace and blessings. Bye, y'all.